Relationship between amount of solvent and solubility.
By Jordan Latant and Rocco Tenerello. Here's a list of materials needed. We believe that as the amount of solvent increases, that water will be able to dissolve more salt or solute.
In this lab, we will need a scale that measures in grams, a beaker filled with water to dissolve the salt in, stirring rods, another beaker that holds 100 milliliters of water and kosher salt.
Step 1. Fill a graduated cylinder with 100 milliliters of water. Step 2. Add salt and stir until saturated. Boom, it's saturated. Step 3. Add 100 more milliliters of water. Step 6. Repeat step 2. Now we're going to add 100 more milliliters of water so we can have 300 milliliters of water in the solution. Add salt and stir until saturated. After the procedure, we collected this data. You can see how as the amount of solvent increases, so does the point of saturation. Note, the solution will either be unsaturated, which is when the solvent is still able to take in more solute. It could also be supersaturated, which is when the solvent has to take in too much solute. Or it can be saturated, which is when the solvent is in a state where it cannot take any more solute.
According to our data, the amount of solvent does affect how much solute can be dissolved in the solution. Therefore, our hypothesis is correct. In this lab, you will aim to draw conclusions that state the relationship between the amount of solvent and solubility. You will do this by adding water along with the kosher salt in order to test the solubility of the water. The lab will show that there is a direct relationship between the two. You will see as the amount of solvent increases, the more salt, the more water can dissolve.